بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله عليك يا أبا عبد الله، صلى الله عليك يا ابن رسول الله، يا رحمة الله الواسعة ويا باب نجاة الأمة، ويا عبرة كل مؤمن ومؤمنة، يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. It is the eve of Sham Ghareban. Tonight in Karbala, it's very dark. It's a dark night. The men are gone. The youth are gone. Nothing but dead bodies scattered on the battleground, headless bodies. What a day it was. What a battle it was. What a tragedy it was for Sayyidah Zainab Salamullah alayhi, and the women and the children. Sayyidah Zainab today, she lost brothers, she lost sons, she lost nephews, but at the same time, she was looking out after all the women, all the children, making sure that they're all safe. Today, after the battle, they came to strip the bodies of the martyrs, starting with the body of Imam Hussein. They stripped the body from armor, from anything that has monetary value. They stripped the body. They left these bodies stripped on the battlefield. One enemy soldier came and he saw that the Imam has a ring. He wanted to take the ring of the Imam, but he couldn't get the ring off of the Imam's finger, so he brought a sharp object and he cut the finger of Imam Hussein while the Imam is dead. What is it that they didn't do today to these bodies? Umar ibn Sa'd, on the eve of Ashura, on the eve of the 11th of Muharram, so on the day of Ashura, in the evening, the eve of Sham Ghareban, he told his soldiers to give water to the children, to provide them with water. So they came, the enemy soldiers, they brought water to the women and children. None of them refused. All of them refused. None of them accepted to take water, except one small girl. She took the water and she ran into the battleground. She didn't drink. Everyone was watching. What's happening to this? What is going to happen to this girl? What is she doing? They saw her searching in between the bodies, the headless bodies. And they saw that she sat next to a headless body, and she said, "My dear father, get up. They've brought some water. You died thirsty, now they brought some water. Please get up and drink this water." What a tragedy. Sayyidah Zainab Salamullahi alayha, she would have a head count. She would count all the women and children. She noticed that Rabab was missing. All the women and children are available except Rabab, the mother of Abdullah. She's nowhere to be seen. They looked for her on the battleground. She wasn't there. She was nowhere to be seen. Sayyidah Zainab remembered. She went behind the tents, behind the camp, and she saw Rabab sitting on the ground next to a very small grave, speaking to her infant, "My son, Abdullah, you left me. My son, Abdullah, you wanted milk. I couldn't provide you with milk. Now I can. I wish I could breastfeed you now." On a day like this, on an evening like this, Umar ibn Sa'd ordered for the tents to be burnt. they burnt the tents. They burnt the camp. The daughters of Imam Hussein started fleeing from one camp to another, from one tent to another, walking on ashes, walking on fire. Some of them were set on fire. Hamid ibn Muslim says, I saw a little girl set on fire. So I helped her turn off the fire. And then I told her, is there anything I could do for you? She said, yes. Take me to Al-Ghari, meaning Najaf. He said, why do you want to go there? She said, because we have a grave there. We have a grave site over there, meaning the grave site of Imam Ali. He said, do you know where Al-Ghari is? How distant it is? She said, then take me to the river. He said, why? She said, because we have someone on the river. She wanted to go to that warrior, that champion lying next to the river, the headless body, without arms, without hands, to speak to her uncle. The women and children fled from one tent to another until they all gathered in the camp, in the tent of Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam. Imam Zayn al-Abidin was so weak, was so fragile, was so ill on a day like this. Every moment that Imam Hussein would go back in the battlefield and come back, he would bring him bad news. He would ask, how's my brother Ali al-Akbar? He would tell him he's dead. How is Al-Qasim? He's dead. How is my uncle Al-Abbas? He's dead. Such a burden, such pain and anguish on the heart of Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam. On a day like this, on an afternoon like this, Umar bin Sa'd ordered his troops to trample the body of Imam Hussein with the hooves of their horses. He asked, who will trample man yantadib liyadus dhahr al-Hussein? 10 men, 10 individuals, they volunteered to trample the body of Imam Hussein alayhi salam with the hooves of their horses. Imam Hussein's body was trampled twice. Once, while he was still alive, he was watching, he was looking, they would step on his body with their horses. And the second time, after his death, when he was face down, they trampled on his back, crushing every single bone, every single rib in his body. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. One of the things that Umar bin Sa'd did was that he ordered for the beheading of all of these martyrs, starting with Imam Hussein alayhi salam, to behead them one by one and put their heads on spears. They collected all of the heads and they put them on spears. Umar bin Sa'd noticed that there are 71 heads, although the martyrs were 72. He asked, there's one head missing. Where's that head? They told him, there's an infant that we killed today. He said, bring me his head. They brought the head of the infant and put it on a spear. What a frightening moment. What a difficult night. What a sad night for the women and children. What a difficult night for Sayyidah Zainab. She hadn't left. She was never separated from Imam Hussein alayhi salam. But tonight, Imam Hussein is no longer there. He's on the battlefield. Sayyidah Zainab is all alone. Now she's responsible to take care of the women and the orphans and the children. But even on a night like this, Sayyidah Zainab did not forget to pray Salatul Layl. Did not forget to wake up in the middle of the night, if she slept at all, and to pray Salatul Layl. And Imam Hussein alayhi salam would ask her, وَإِذَا قُمْتِ إِلَى نَافِلَةِ اللَّيْلِ اذْكُرِينِ. If you stand up for Salatul Layl, remember your brother. Remember me in your dua. Remember me in your salah. But she could not stand for Salatul Layl. She prayed Salatul Layl by sitting, because she did not have the power and energy to stand and pray. She sat and she prayed. On a night like this, the head of Imam Hussein alayhi salam was sent to Kufa. Umar bin Sa'd put the head of Imam Hussein in a bag and he sent it to Kufa. and he wanted a volunteer. Khuwalla volunteered to take the head of Imam Hussein to Kufa, to Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad. He arrived in the middle of the night to Kufa after maybe a day or so in his journey from Karbala to Kufa. He arrived, it was in the middle of the night. He went to the palace of Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad. They told him he's sleeping, come in the morning. So he took the head and he went home. His wife opened the door. She told him, what's in the bag? He said, I brought you a great gift, a gift that will bring us a lot of money. She told him, what have you brought? He said, I brought the head of Al-Hussein ibn Ali. She told him, shame on you. When men travel, they bring their wives jewelry, diamonds and pearls. You bring me the head of the grandson of Rasulullah? Shame on you. May I never be collected with you under the same roof. That night she slept in another room. In the middle of the night, she heard a voice. And she saw light beaming from the sky to where the head was kept. And a voice, a faint voice. The voice of a mother saying, وَلَدِي قَتَلُوكَ وَلَدِي ذَبَحُوكَ وَمَا عَرَفُوكَ وَمِن شُرْبِ الْمَاءِ مَنَعُوكَ. It was the voice of a bereaved mother crying for her son, Imam Hussein alayhi salam. أَفَاطِمُ لَوْ خِلْتِ الْحُسَيْنَ مُجَدَّلًا وقد مات عطشانا بشط فراتي إذا للطمت الخد فاطم عنده وأجريت دمع العين في الوجنات. نسألك اللهم وندعوك باسمك العلي الأعظم الأعز الأجل الأكرم يا الله. اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته، ولا هما إلا فرجته، ولا عيبا إلا سترته، ولا خوفا إلا آمنته، ولا رزقا إلا بسطته، ولا شملا إلا جمعته، ولا مرضا إلا شفيته، ولا غائبا إلا حفظته وأدنيته، ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة لك فيها رضا ولنا فيها صلاح إلا قضيتها ويسرتها يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين.